Welcome back to the Grow Your B2B SaaS podcast. Today I'm joined by Hotske Wesselius, who started in marketing before moving into people and talent acquisition, helping SaaS companies to hire and retain top talent. In this episode, we'll explore how AI will reshape scaling in 2026, from the skills companies need to how AI will change the buyer journey, customer success, people management, and team structure. We will also discuss how AI will impact search behavior, partnerships, go-to-market, efficiency, and the speed of market competition. So there's going to be a lot in this episode. The episode is recorded live at SaaS Summit Benelux in Amsterdam. Without further ado, let's dive in. Welcome to the Grow Your B2B SaaS podcast. Could you quickly introduce yourself? Who are you and what do you do, Hotske?
Okay, so I'm Hotske. I have a background in marketing, but I changed to people and especially talent acquisition. So that's what I do.
Cool.
Hire the best people and retain them, please.
Well, let's see. I guess we still need to hire people with the AI coming up, but we're going to dive into that.
Yep.
We're going to talk about scaling. So what do you think will separate the SaaS companies which are going to scale in 2026 and the ones which don't?
Well, you already kind of said it, eh? AI is like a big topic, so that's going to change the whole organization. Yes, we absolutely still need people, but in a very different way.
Different way? What do you mean?
Well, you need, different kind of skills. So the people need to be able to, better interact with the AI and the AI agents. So you need people with pretty technical skills as well, but on the other side, people leading people need to be people that are much more into human-centered leadership. So they need to know how to deal with the people. Yeah. Okay, we're going to dive more into that as well. I guess if we take it one step back again, so the path to scaling, I guess a SaaS company will change. I think we already we got that. But if you look at the journey of a client, of the buyer journey, where do you think is it going to change the most? Is it, I guess, at the beginning where people find out about your product, or is it the sales part? Is it the customer success part? How things will change per... Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I think on every part, because the whole search changes by itself. People start searching very differently. It's not Google anymore, but it's via AI. So you need to make sure that all the AIs that they are using can find your product. But of course, it's also the customer service. There's a lot of repetitive kind of questions that come in that can easily be answered. And at the end of the day, when someone has a problem with your product, they don't want to talk to a person so much. They just want the answer. So it's also going to change there a lot. But I believe that also in managing people, it can change a lot. I already see some AI tools that help leaders to better understand, what's going on with people, and that help them, analyze the human behavior and helps them then to set their people up for success by giving them already the data. And the data about how somebody behaved, or is it the data what they did during the day? How can we see that? Well, I think at the moment it's mostly about the engaging. So how active they are, or what kind of actions. I think it's also easier to see the results of it, so you can really talk about what's behind the results instead of, go through all the numbers, all the conversion rates yourself as a leader. And I guess, when we talk about people, we know AI will change things. We know, I guess, automation will have impact on scaling. Will it reduce headcount, or are we just going to find different type of people who can manage the AI, as you mentioned? I find that very difficult to predict, to be really honest, because I think a lot of, very cognitive kind of tasks like analyzing or reporting, these kind of jobs are completely going to change, because you have crazy brains in an AI that can do things much quicker and much better and without any exhaustion, without any holidays. So that's going to change where we will need more people. That I find very difficult to predict, because, I think part of what we as humans, the intelligence part, can be taken over quite a lot. But we still need people to train and build these AIs. Yeah, and I think people is a big concept in what you do on a daily basis, and we now established you can leverage data to manage people. But do you think it's also going to affect the culture of a company? Because we get more data. We have things trained. We want to be more productive, more efficient. The culture is going to change with that as well, right? Well, the culture is always changing. As soon as you add just one person, the culture is already kind of changing. It's always evolving, and especially when you're scaling. So you have to be very intentional also about it, because it's not a problem that the culture is changing. You just have to be intentionally thinking upfront about how you want that culture to be. And I think if you can run a smaller company, in a sense, a growing company with less people, I think it's easier to maintain the culture or to manage the culture, because there's less people too.
And that's it as well, right? Like the more people you have, the harder it is to change the culture. The harder it is to change mindset. Like I did an event at Miro, big company, and they went from traditional SaaS to AI first. So they needed to change a lot of mindset from different people to actually get them on board. Like, do you have any experience or any thoughts about that? Like changing the mindset of people within the company to go, for example, AI native and really go for it?
The AI does also help to, improve culture. So the other day I was wanting to give feedback to someone. I must admit, a little bit mad, and I had quite some emotions about it. And then I thought, okay, let's first check with my kind of personal coach, ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, she reframed it so nicely that I thought, like, wow, if I would have said it myself with all my emotions, I'm sure that it would have landed completely differently than now I said it in a more nicely human way. And I must admit that I was pretty shocked myself about it, because I think I'm really good with people, but I'm also a person with emotion. So in that sense, if you add more AI in your company and you also let AI help you on your people management skills, it can help you to soften kind of messages, tell it differently. You can also train AI on your people and how they are and personality types they are. So you can frame your messages really tailor-made to the person you're talking to.
That's interesting. So I have folders for everything, like our positioning, like the podcast, how to write newsletters, things like that. But I never actually thought about this to almost create like folders for your people.
Yeah. People are, they have their own personality types, their own kind of way of talking. I think a lot of people know these colors: blue, yellow, red, and green. But if you already feed it into your AI, you don't have to think about it yourself anymore.
This is a good trick, right? I think like we all, especially SaaS founders, look at like how to grow and how to do certain things and how to become more efficient, but not actually take the human aspect into it.
Well, that's a funny thing, because a lot of people say, yeah, AI, it's a machine, it's a robot. And then I started, training at least my AI on how to say this kindly. And I think also by default, ChatGPT says, hey, this is a really good remark, really nice question. And that's much nicer to talk with than sometimes, to be honest, my manager who's like, do this, do that. It's built in to be more, I cannot find the word, empathetic.
Yeah, nice. Sorry. So you can almost have like your own empathy coach just by giving it what you want to say, probably very direct as Dutch people are, and then it will just write it out a bit more.
As long as you train it well, and you feed it well, and
Are you already running an affiliate or referral program, but it's not really driving growth? Reditus is the affiliate and referral platform built exclusively for B2B SaaS, combining an in-app referral program, an affiliate network of over 20,000 SaaS affiliates, and AI-powered recruitment that finds new relevant affiliates for you. Migrate for free with our white glove service. Affiliates can keep their link, and you can start managing both programs from one single place. With tracking, payouts, and fraud detection all handled for you, you can start building a scalable growth channel that compounds without high upfront cost. Want to learn more? Check out getreditus.com. When we look about scaling companies, and especially, I guess, like efficient growth has been a hot topic. Like, how do you see the balance going in 2026 between efficiency and still focusing on growth?
Well, when in your growth journey, efficiency is always like a big topic. And I think AI can super help in that. And I think people are also intrigued by that. I think most people like efficiencies as such. Nobody wants to be super efficient.
I think with all the changes now, you need to have like a different mindset, I guess. First it was really traditional, now so many things are changing. So if you have to give somebody advice and say like, you really need to have this kind of mindset if you want to scale in 2026, like what would you say? What would you recommend to SaaS founders?
Well, you have to have, I believe, an AI mindset. First of all, because that is the big change in the world and it's happening right now. And it's not anymore like how will we do it? But most are already doing it. So you need to have it like your habit to think like, hey, where can AI take this over and where does the human then add value? So yeah, you're missing the game if you're not in that mindset.
Yeah. Then if we talk about people, I guess like it's also a bit of education, right? Like you've seen I think the LinkedIn post or like the stories where all these consultancy firms, they charge a lot of hours and a lot of things were AI written and found out that some quotes weren't true. Like how do you educate what you can and cannot do with AI? Should we educate? Like, how do we make sure that things still are good enough, I guess?
I think one of the most important skills you need is to have like a critical mindset and to be able to be questioned and be questioned. So don't be shy to be like vulnerable, speak it out, try things, but also don't be afraid if it doesn't work, It's kind of, I think that is kind of still the same, just the trial and the error. Why can't you just try to use AI, and if it's not working and if it's not showing the results, then take it back, try it again.
Yeah, so in the end, running a company normally, experiment and then figure out what is working.
There is no linear path. There's no,
When we talk about scaling or growing or go to market, like what is one growth loop which you think is going to be super powerful for SaaS companies to leverage in 2026? Or is there any you can even think of?
One of the most important things is still don't forget to go out, see what's going on in the market. I think a lot of, like focus on the product, also busy on doing this. But yeah, the market is changing now much faster than before. So you don't have time to fully research and analyze everything. Yeah, keep your pulse in what's going on and what's out there, because it doesn't make sense all of us to build products next to each other. I think now you go into partnerships much quicker. So I think a few years ago it was really like, product first, product-led companies, product-led growth. As long as, we have our free trial products and they adopt it and they will be ambassadors about it, we will grow our company. I think now it's like the partnership first. So who knows how to partner quickly enough with others that are building similar kind of product or complementary products? I think that's, so who has similar ways of solving, not similar ways, but has different ways of solving the same problem, and whom can you partner with?
Nice. Final two questions, which are more revenue-related questions, the famous questions from the podcast. So if you could give advice to a SaaS founder who's just starting out and growing from 0 to 10K monthly recurring revenue, what would you tell him or her?
Well, if you already found your product market fit and you can do it yourself, it doesn't cost you your whole life, then I would say, wow, that's already amazing if you're already there. So if you want to grow it to like doubling it, then you need to think like, okay, where's like the success? Should I add someone next to me, I don't know, in finding more revenue because it's already pretty clear who's our customer, or should I build an AI agent that can take over part of my job?
Yeah, because that was going to be the next question, I guess. Like, if you then get to 10K MRR, what kind of advice would you give SaaS founders who are on their way growing to 10 million ARR?
You need to like figure out, okay, what's my success? What's causing my success? What's the root of my success? Is it already the great product and there's just an open market? Or is it I found a few very niche customers that bring my success? Yeah, so you need to dig into that, and where can you release your time so that you can focus even more on finding this right spot?
Knowing what's working and doubling down on that.
Yeah, that would be, but I'm an opportunist.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
If people want to get in contact with you, how can they do so?
The easiest is, I think, LinkedIn, Hotske Wesselius, and that's him.
We're going to add a link so people can just click it so they don't have to spell it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Hotske.
Okay, you're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for watching this show of the Grow Your B2B SaaS podcast. You made it till the end, so I think we can assume you like this content. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you like this content, feel free to reach out if you want to sponsor the show. If you have a specific guest in mind, if you have a specific topic you want us to cover, reach out to me on LinkedIn. More than happy to take a look at it. If you want to know more about Reditus, feel free to reach out as well. But for now, have a great day and good luck growing your B2B SaaS.